And then I'm going to share my screen. This is a trail up in Boulder, and I entered it and I thought, oh my gosh, it kind of feels like the narrow trail, the path that we take. So I will just invite you to do whatever you like to do. Yeah, that's blinking. Do whatever you like to do with your eyes. And close the window shades. I love calling the eyelids the window shades, just imagining them shutting. Or you can leave them halfway open or closed, whatever you like, and begin to notice your breathing. And really use that exhale to release anything that's come with you. And begin to notice your body and any areas of tension in it. Starting from the very top, do a little body scan, a short body scan, starting with your hair. Sometimes my hair aches or itches. Just notice, love your hair. Ears, jaw, eyes, nose. Offering our whole heads loving kindness. Neck and shoulders. Upper back and arms and hands. The whole trunk of our bodies, chest and abdomen, hips. Just give that whole trunk of your body lots of love, gratitude. Sometimes it's hard to be grateful for our bodies because they carry so much. It's where all the pain exists, the physical pain at least. So just let it know you're here for it. And if you need to move a little, move your neck from side to side, your head from side to side, I should say, or up and down. Wiggle your hips. Move down into your thighs and knees. Those IT bands can get so tight. So just loving the muscles in the thighs and then also the knees. You might even just put your hands on your knees and legs. Down into the shins and calves, ankles, feet, toes. And then feel the whole bubble around you. Just draw that circle 360 degrees around. And really feel it below you today too, about 3 feet out. And just feel that whole bubble full of universal love and life force energy. A whole bubble full of it. You might feel it as God's love or divine love. Rest in stillness there. As you collect yourself inside the bubble. Releasing any attachments or Anything that needs to be returned to a sender, there's some little distraction or attachment, just return it to sender so it stays outside the bubble. Then let's just try a movement, an energetic movement of dropping from the mind, the head, down into the heart, almost like a sliding motion. And feel that heart center radiating with light and energy, shining brightly out all around you and enabling, or you can watch that bubble expand a bit. And then slide a little bit down farther into the navel, into your wisdom center. A place of strength, personal power. It could be that third chakra. And let that shine brightly and fill that bubble up again, expanding it a bit more. And then, as if you're sliding down, slide down to your feet or the base of your spine, either one, and drop a grounding cord into the earth. Let it anchor you and feel yourself even just more here. Allow earth energy to rise up through that grounding cord and again expand your bubble a bit. Just getting a little bit, not enormous leaps and bounds expansion, just a little bit, an inch or so at a time. Imagine it, the bubble around you expanding. Filled with earth energy as you are connected to the great planet, the parent earth, especially on this Earth Week. And then turning attention to sky energy, sun and moon and stars, air, clouds, inviting it to come down through the top of you and fill that bubble a little bit more, expanding it just a bit. Resting in the stillness of the bubble, the circle. We are grounded. We are connected to earth and sky and the whole universe, and we are centered in the middle of this bubble full of beautiful, universal, loving energy. Using the heart as the portal or the entry, just feel your heart leading you out the door to a dirt path, a road, and feel your feet crunching beneath you using your spiritual imagination, which is way easier to use when we're in the bubble and centered in the heart and the wisdom centers. So find yourself on that dirt road crunching along until you notice a more narrow path covered in pine needles with a rock here or there and some roots jutting out. And let the heart lead you right down that narrow pathway. You don't have to watch your step since we're in the spiritual imagination. So just take in the beauty of the sunshine and the blue sky, engaging your sense of smell. Smell the pine. Maybe it's a mix of the pine needles underneath your feet and the pine needles on the tree. You might stop and touch one of the trees and its bark. You might find a knot hole that has some sap growing out of it. Using your sense of touch, honor the trees along the path here. And then let it continue beyond. Not knowing exactly where we're going, trusting in the mystery. And let that heart center be the way in which you narrow in, and you're just led by the heart along the path until you reach, and we all reach, a clearing. A circle of trees, and it may not be very big. The trees feel a little tighter together today, but the sun is shining and the sky is blue, and it's a beautiful, warm day in the forest. So see what tree is beckoning you today to lean against it. And when you found it, touch its bark with thanksgiving. Feel its texture on the palm of your hands. Notice its smell and height and the width of its trunk. And then gradually turn around and just lean against that tree and feel yourself drop again into stillness. Feeling the bubble all around you, the tree in it with you, your roots or your grounding cord connected to the roots of the tree, your heart and wisdom centers, your third and fourth chakras, just attached to the trunk, supported by the trunk. Yellow light, green light, just really centering ourselves in the middle of our bodies today. And your head can just lean against that trunk and then just move into the stillness as we rest in some quiet for about 2 minutes. Feel the stillness of the forest, the quiet. Sense the energy that flows from our bubbles and the trees around the circle clockwise. And feel how our own bubbles are expanded a bit, energized by the others. And imagine the expanse of the forest beyond our little circle here, sort of the layers out of other trees, all supporting us and us supporting them. Everything is reciprocal. So giving thanks to the whole forest, all the creatures in it, the birds, the animals, the plants. Feel your interdependence with it all, your oneness with it. Just open up your receptivity a bit to receive this natural and energetic support. And let it do what it wants to do with any burdens you're carrying. Or anyone you know who's carrying a burden. This circle and the trees and all of us, you may imagine your burdens floating away in the air. For now, at least. Or you may want to bury them in the earth, or take them to a nearby stream, or put them in a fire. Just bring to mind any of your burdens and release them to the transformational power of the natural world. Might be a worry or a conflict or a health problem, whatever it is. Just release some of the burden you're carrying about it. And silently name anyone who you know that could use some of the energy of our circle. And let's just each of us be offering, almost like hands are open, offer the power of this energetic and natural world. We don't even need to know who needs it. We'll just offer it to who does. Bring to mind what you're grateful for, and just offer a silent word of thanks. Find yourself back in stillness, leaning against the tree, centered down in the heart and that solar plexus area. Notice your bubble full of yellow and green light. Maybe that blends to make guess blue. I'm not the best at colors. Just let it blend and watch your bubble expand. And then almost feel like that the bubble around you is just massaging any little part of your body that is sore that you noticed before. Again, this is not, you haven't created the bubble. You've invited earth and sky and divine universal life force energy, God's energy into the bubble. So let it all massage any areas of your body that are tender, down to the cellular level. You might feel a little expansion in that part of your body or a loosening. Just notice. If not, no big deal. Just notice. And then noticing your body and still in your bubble, begin to thank the tree that you've been leaning against. Face it and thank it. Thank the whole forest. All of its many layers. And then slowly begin to leave the clearing, walking with your feet beneath you to find that path we took in. With the pine needles on the ground and the roots maybe protruding up through the ground. Find your way back, following your heart. Let your heart lead you. Until you pass by one final tree and find the dirt road. Feel your feet crunching beneath yourself there on the dirt and the gravel. Just staying in your bubble, knowing that this is a place you can always come back to anytime. Find yourself entering the house where you are, the room where you are, the place where you sit, and take a few more deep breaths in and out before opening the window shades of your eyes.